Good morning. Today I'm going to correct language tasks, and these are the topics of the different contexts: traveling, shopping, a letter of complaint. The grammar in practice here is going to be the past simple, the superlative, the adverbs, the relative pronouns, etc. Make sure you download the test from the link below. Take your time to do the test, and then we compare the answers together. Awareness of the importance to follow a strategy that enables you to get a full mark in the language test, in every language test, not only this. So here are some tips to succeed. The first thing you need to do here to scan the next sentence before answering a question. This will help you to choose the best answer for the context. The second tip is to relax. If you don't know the answer to one question, don't panic, make an educated guess and move on. The next question may be easier. And the third one is you answer every single question. There is no penalty for a wrong answer. As I mentioned earlier, we need to here to build the strategy enables us to get good marks to succeed this kind of activity. It's a challenging one because you have to put the right tense or form of the words between brackets. But here we see here that grammar points are put in a whole paragraph, in a whole context, and your role is to recognize the rules of grammar inside that. So we need to understand the story by connecting it to reality. So choosing or supplying the right answer within a whole story. As you can see that this story he's talking about, after reading this story, we know that he's writing a letter. I'm writing this connected to reality. We receive letters and we send letters to people. So here I'm writing this letter at 30,000 feet up in the air. I'm unfamiliar with the word feet up in the air. I need to read the next sentence. It may help me to figure out the meaning. In an hour, my plane will land in Bali. So we've got plane, we've got land. These words I may mention that I'm going to talk about. He's on board of a plane. I will stay there for 2 weeks. The travel agent to arrange my trip. So we know that the travel agent we talk about him when we have to get ready for the trip. So here it's talking about actions that happened in a specific time in the past. So the time here arranged my trip, and past simple. I think have the time of my life. So here this man or woman who's writing this letter on board of a plane is trying to make predictions about the future based on what she thinks or imagines. She thinks that she will have the time of her life. Do you know that Bali is one of the 13,000 islands that form the country of Indonesia? One of the principal sea in Bali is the temple of Gunung Agung. Read from the first full stop of the sentence to the last to figure out the meaning. So one of the principal what? Here we've got talking about temple of Gunung Agung. What is a temple for in the context of tourism? It's a place of interest, especially for visitors. We know that tourists go sightseeing to watch different landmarks. So one of the principal sites, one among a group of things. So one of the principal sites is the temple. I not visit it the first week, but maybe on the second week. We still know that we go to the first idea. I will stay there for 2 weeks. So talking about the future in the negative form, I will not visit it the first week, but maybe on the second week. I'll be able to see Balinese dancing, the kind where make sharp hand movements of their heads. Who make sharp movements of their heads? They are persons, a noun. So noun to dance, they are the dancers who make sharp movements. So make sure you write down dancers, not dancer, because the verb comes after. It's in the make without an S. So when I booked my flight, they told me that we will go scuba diving of the little island of Minjangon on the first day. Wonderful, isn't it? So the whole context is clear. We connect it to a real life story. We understand that this man or woman is writing a letter to a friend telling him about his future trip to Indonesia. Let's move to the second activity, fill in the blanks with the missing words from the list below. There is an extra word. So, dear sir or madam, it's a letter, and when I'm reading this whole thing, I know from the first sentence that I'm writing to complain about the services provided in your hotel. The topic sentence is writing a complaint. What is a complaint? You make a complaint when you are not happy, or you say that something is not good enough for you. So, here after I was a guest at your hotel, etc. I hoped my would be perfect. So what would be perfect for a person who talking about a hotel? It's nothing but vacation. Unfortunately, my desire did not come true. I booked a room with a sea what here, a sea view with extra payments. But when I saw it, I was surprised. It was very small and I could see only the inner courtyard. So we see in a courtyard. Here we know about that. Here talking about how to see it through the window. I asked for changing the room. You promised me to do so. It did not happen. As we see here that this word is going to put here can be used to contrast ideas. So this man here promised him of something, and then something did not happen. There are two contrastive ideas, two different opposite ideas, so we put although. The room service was not good. I had to wait for hours for the breakfast to be what here we have breakfast is to be supplied, to supply something to a customer, to deliver. So here to be delivered. The disco of the hotel was near my room and the music was so loud that I could not sleep at night. Now it reminds us of the different complaints. Finally, the result of my vacation is that I am completely. Now if we go back into understanding the whole story, we know that here the room service was not okay, that no good view, that the room service was not good as well, the disco, the noise, all this cannot make him completely. We've got two adjectives, desperate or excited. He cannot be excited with that, so he's completely desperate, unhappy, feeling that you have no hope and want to change the bad situation you are in. I wish I had not come to your hotel and not spent all my saved money. I'm really sorry, but I must ask you for to hear what here we ask when you are not happy with the product. So you need to ask for a refund that is given back to you because you are not happy with the thing. Now we move to the third activity, which is circle the correct alternative. So as we said, we need to read the whole story to figure out the whole meaning of this paragraph. So read the first sentence. A very popular shopping street is Oxford Street. So it's under the theme of shopping. It's Europe's busiest and busier shopping street. So we need to put down here the superlative form because we show the difference between more than two. So we compare Oxford Street to Europe's different streets with around 500,000 daily visitors, and in 2012 had approximately 300 shops. The street is very long and there are many big shops at both sides of the street. When I was there, it took me a long time to reach to catch half of the street. We can never catch a street, so we arrive at a point here in that street, but here we have the street. We need to reach the street. It is to arrive at a place. So I went there the next day. So preposition here it's determined the word to reach. We arrive at, but we reach the whole street or half of the street. So the next day for a second time shopping in the second half of the street. Furthermore, there are different shops. Shops here it's we need to talk about the relative pronoun. So it's where we use a relative pronoun to describe place, because a shop here is a place where you can buy expensive clothes and cheap clothes too. Therefore, because and but, so we talk about a result here. As a result, for that reason, therefore, you will find absolutely what you are searching for. So you can go to in Oxford Street, you have different shops, expensive clothes, selling expensive clothes, selling cheap clothes. Therefore, as a result, you will find whatever you want, whatever you are looking for. The second entrance you should see when you are in London is Camden Market. The good thing at Camden Market is surely that you can bargain about the price with the merchants. Maybe you are not familiar with the word bargain. Keep on reading the next sentence. You will know the meaning of that. We'll see later. So who, which merchants are persons, relative pronoun here of persons who sell clothes, accessories, and so on. When you say it's expensive for you, they reduce what do they reduce? They reduce, they make less, they decrease the price. So here this is to bargain, is to ask for someone to reduce the price. Oh, it's expensive, you need less costly, or need a discount or whatever, but you have to keep an eye on your bags. There are pickpockets who steal your bag when you are careless. Luckily, when I was there, no thief stole my backpack, so everything was right. I hope you found this video beneficial. And the next part of this test, I'm going to have it in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.